cost of protein for your beef operation is going to be higher this year, as is gasoline and many other items that are going to be inputs for your operation. What you need to do is compare the cost so that you end up getting the best buy. Just simply the lowest cost per ton doesn't necessarily mean that is going to be the lowest price supplement that you can buy. What you need to do is compare the supplements on an as-fed basis, and we'll go into more details on exactly what that means. But basically all feeds are going to have a little bit of moisture in them, and we want everything to be calculated on an equal basis. Let's take an example. Let's take soybean meal. The tag will say that it is 48% crude protein, and that figure is given on an as-fed basis. So we've got that one as an excellent example. And let's compare that now to some corn gluten feed that the tag would say that it's 25.6% on a dry matter basis. So to compare these two feeds, we need to get them on the same basis. To get it on an as-fed basis, if we will simply multiply the percent crude protein by the percent dry matter in the feed, this then will get it on an as-fed basis. In this particular example, the crude protein level in the corn gluten on a dry basis was 25.6. We'll multiply that by 0.90, which is dry matter percentage. That gives us just slightly over 23% crude protein on an as-fed basis. Now that we've got both of these on an as-fed basis, let's calculate and see how many pounds of protein that we have in a ton of feed, and then we'll get down to actual calculations on cost. We'll take 2,000 pounds times the 48% in the soybean meal indicates that we've got 960 pounds of crude protein. Following along in the same manner, corn gluten, 2,000 pounds times 0.23 gives us 460 pounds of crude protein. If we will take those numbers and then calculate the cost per pound of protein, we can determine which one of them is going to be the best buy. So if we will divide the cost of these supplements on a ton basis by the pounds of protein in a ton, then we can determine which is going to be the best buy. And these particular feeds, if we will take $260 as the cost for soybean meal, divide that by 960, that will tell us that it is costing us 27 cents per pound of crude protein. Make a similar calculation for the corn gluten feed. If it's selling for $150 a ton, and we've got 460 pounds of crude protein on an as-fed basis in that particular feed, this calculation indicates that we are paying 33 cents per pound of crude protein. So in this particular example, we find that actually the higher cost per ton protein is the cheapest ingredient because it is costing us less for each pound of crude protein that we're having to purchase. We also need to take into consideration when we're looking at these costs if there's any extra transportation cost, storage cost, and so forth associated with any of the ingredients that we're using. If that does happen to be the case, we need to add that into the total cost. If you'd like more information regarding the calculation and comparison of the cost of protein, contact your local extension agent.